Hello, Northstar here with another Rebel Inc. Let's Play. Hope you folks are doing well. I'm doing alright. I'm feeling a little, what would be the word? Defiant of some assholes who are trying to screw with this Let's Play series, probably just because they don't like that I disapprove of U.S. imperialism. To which, folks, if you're listening, I say Operation Northwoods, Bangladeshi genocide, Indonesian genocide, Gaza genocide, Congo genocide, Guatemalan genocide. The U.S. has a list of fucking crimes and proposed crimes like Northwood, which involved false flag attacks on U.S. cities by the CIA that would then be blamed on Cuba as an excuse to invade the country. Something much more substantial in the Bay of Pigs, of course, which failed. Korean War, which 2 or 3 million civilians were bombed into oblivion by the U.S. I could go on. The point being, we're not the good guys. And it's always most on the nose when I'm playing the Warlord on a map. Reminder of that fact. By we, I don't mean ordinary Americans. I mean our government. Because, if it was up to me, I would not have these things happen. Sure, there'd be costs, financial and otherwise, to doing the right thing. But that's always been the nature of life in this world. You can do the right thing or you can do the profitable thing. They're never the same. I mean, just look at how the Cold War was foisted on the American public indirectly through the raped 1944 Democratic Party Convention, where Democratic Party bosses, Democrats, party of the future since 1828. Anyways, DNC bosses forced Truman down the American people's throats. When the vast majority of Americans would have preferred Henry Wallace, who had been FDR's vice president. I do civ initiatives very early as the Warlord to have any chance of stabilizing stuff quick enough. Wallace had been FDR's Secretary of Agriculture until 1940. Then he was vice president until 44, and then the Democratic Party bosses raped the 44 convention to prevent a vote that would have made Wallace the party nominee for vice president. They wouldn't allow a vote until they had bullied most of the delegates over a couple days. Bullied, bribed, that is, offered government jobs if they voted for Truman, which I'd say is blatantly illegal, but technically, as was seen with when the Democratic Party got sued over the behavior in the 2016 primaries, they claimed they were private organizations, so they have no obligation to obey moral standards. The law doesn't apply to them, basically, is what they claimed, and they won that lawsuit because American democracy is a sham. Compulsory work to get initiatives out faster. Speaking of medical supplies. As soon as I have the money. Core health care. And finally, expand healthcare. Go really tall in the HQ zone. Personal health program. No. School supplies. We need inflation to come down a little. An event already? Judge at center of corruption scandal. Oh no, not this nonsense. I have to arrest him, but there won't be a qualified replacement, more likely than not. Decreased corruption, increased support, but I lost 5 rep because there was no qualified replacement. Of course, in the long run, the corruption would have cost me more than that. Alright, time for the personal health program. And water supplies. I can wait a tiny bit. There we go. Because it's resistant water initiatives to to inflation. Water expansion. Alright. 33% inflation. It's nuts, but flurry of activity to get initiatives roll out. They won't start doing anything until they're done, after all. New plumbing network being established. Or existing network being rehabilitated. Hospitals being rehabilitated. Pharmacies built. Alright. It's $7 to coalition troops, which I can't do the national troops until I have. I could be able to stop that zone from being captured initially. Troopers and guides, so these guys don't upset people as much. Let me gather intel quicker. Alright. Gosh. Inflation is making things expensive. Yep, there's an attack there, and then I can counterattack after I defeat it. Alright. School supplies. This place. Reduce hostility, which you face a lot of as the Warlord. For job initiatives to pay off. More coalition troops. I'm trying to put off the Nationals a little because they have very high costs for bonuses. As long as I can contain the insurgents in this general area, I'm fine. School expansion. Going vertically up. New school facilities and Alpha Vector. Alright. Development discussions. Let's attack here now that I know the insurgents will be pushed in Gulf Sierra. Not to Delta Kilo, possibly. Attack there. Time for some national troops. Can't put that off any longer. Although I can grab garrisons now. $5 for that, really? Slowly starting to win there. But I need to push in there. Troops, so. I need an anti-corruption initiative in a sec. Right. Blockades, I can afford the decrease in support. Probably. Because of lack of jobs. Land rights. Yeah, I'll deal with it. I'm dealing with the insurgents. Give me a break. Locals angry. In that zone. Oops. I'll have to deal with it. Need road. That's why I did infrastructure discussions. Alright, effective procurement to bring down corruption. It's just gonna otherwise start to be a problem. Swap those two. Coalition troops might provide a little support. This, yeah, they're not going to be attacked. Send those troops home. Let's do livestock development. So I can start stabilizing some of these rural areas. Insurgent camp destroyed. Nice. Push him back there. I need more national troops. So much for that. Garrison time. Dirt roads. For these areas in the northwest corner of the map. As well as around here eventually. I just need anti-corruption actually. Or corruption gets any more out of hand. Preserve my reputation. Alright, I need a short extension on these guys, and that's all I can afford, rep-wise. Gotta go on the attack here. Losing too much reputation. Do insurgent activity. Also lack of stability a little bit too, but just grab polio eradication. Gotta deal with hostile pops. Reduce hostility that correlates most with the chance of insurgents popping up in weird corners of the map and such. Support for this hostile pop. So support for the insurgents. I need a PR media office. Surely. It's instant support. Cool. Cool. Pay bonus to these guys. I didn't know if I would get the money. Did, just barely. Basic sanitation. Just a little more support. I'm already lost so much to lack of stability despite my realist. Insurgent activity has been a bigger issue, but send this guy home. I need the support. Now it's just a matter of corruption, mostly. Garrisons give me money. I'll still pay a bonus here if I can raise enough, quick enough. See that +1, that was from garrison blockades. Also, my funding should start to finally go up now that I'm stabilizing areas. Which also improves my reputation. Speaking of which, now I've stabilized a few zones, blackmail journalists, and improve my reputation. Because that's affecting my funding a little bit. And the insurgents, same reason. Low rep hurts your budget, basically. Right, I need anti-corruption measures, and I need to keep funding for these events. Anti-corruption 4. I just have to turn a blind eye. Nope. Never mind that. I can pay the bonus. Put off the stuff that increases corruption a little longer. Alright, so then shake down so I can get more initiatives. Momentarily here. Americans too. Oops. So yeah, once upon a time, my profile used to go by nickname of Super W, which refers to a song. Since I'm slightly trolling the right wingers who are trolling my channel here. Oh no, surprise attack. Darn it. At least I know where they're gonna fall back to. To Foxtrot Lima there. Oh, actually, I can do this and cut off the retreat. Let's do it. Super W is a song, which I came out as a rap on the internet. That came out actually when I was in school, in high school. Giving away my age a little bit, but it's nice because it made me feel a little bit less isolated with the cynicism about the system and knowing that it was corrupt as heck. But living in a very right-wing area where people were in denial about this. Very authoritarian area. People, by authoritarian, I mean a lot of Americans tend towards authoritarianism. They were raised in very patriarchal households where when times get tough, I remember watching a psychologist talk about this on YouTube recently, comparing the risk factors for fascism between Germany before it went fascist in the 30s and the US today. She was particularly looking at Bible Belt areas where a lot of Americans are raised in this very patriarchal fashion. Get an anti-corruption purge in a sec. Let's grab sanitation first, because this does make things more expensive than the anti-corruption purge. But yeah, when times get tough, like, you know, the U.S. is in crisis right now. Just funding from the charities. People with this kind of authoritarian upbringing just shut up and get in line. They've been programmed, so to speak, by society to think that that's how you stay safe. Which is deeply problematic, to say the least. Let's pay a bonus there. Got the money. As well put off any consequences of turning a blind eye as long as I can. But anyways, besides this Bible Belt nonsense, so support, increase support where I've got the garrisons. Could be useful eventually. Garrisons also give me money, so. Anyways, the lyrics to this song go something like, you think power belongs to people? No, power belongs to white men in the white collars, gathering every single day to worship in the temple of the dollar. Mr. Greenspan, Mr. Greenspan, tell me which way the wind blows, and why are all these people jumping out of their fucking windows? Why are these mothers crying for children won't return? Blood spill in the desert while the city of Baghdad burns. This is, of course, a reference to the illegal and unjustified invasion of Iraq. The black blood that keeps the empire must never stop flowing. Oil, of course. No price is too high. We must keep shocking and eyeing. It's the project for the new, essentially the new world order. And it's a video, so there's actually in the music video this infamous image that was from Project for the New American Century by the Heritage Foundation. Same bastards who did Project 2025. They had this plan to invade countries all over the world. And solidify American hegemony, American control over the world. Cell pressure, I delayed it, and the chance of reducing surgeon capabilities didn't work out. I need to expand the police soon because security is just not high enough. Will the militias help? Can't risk camp popping up somewhere. Alright, put off long enough. Worry about corruption in the police, but in the Warlord pays extra. Bonus on the National War and National Soldier unit. Oh, and there's another one of those. Eventually I'm gonna not be able to do the bonuses. They keep getting more expensive, and I'm gonna have to just turn a blind eye to their corruption. New police chief boosts security. New ex-militia police chief is boosting security across the region with a quote no-nonsense approach. Surgeons will find it hard to capture zones, but there are few concerns about his methods. You mean torture? Human rights violations? But I'm playing as the Warlord. Warlord is evil. Get an event to reward him for that if you do local police expansion quick enough. I don't know if that was quick enough, but we'll see. I need the security anyhow from that initiative. Corruption is now my main loss of reputation. Alright. Democratic transition, because it's a source of reputation. Thus, keeping my budget high. So for the National Soldier bonus events, eventually get high funding events. Because my National Soldiers aren't yet tough enough to push into the mountains. Planning elections for 2014. I think July of 2014 is when the game will have them happen. Foreign rival. I'll wait. Because chance of positive outcome goes up the longer I wait on it. Subtle pressure. Okay, so I'm not going to get the extra security thing. Let's do rural outreach. Still a few rural zones where I can roll stuff out. Particularly worried about Golf Bappa here. Is very low support here. Saw pressure, didn't work. They don't even have any local concerns, they're just irritated with me. Alright. I'm bringing some coalition soldiers and station there, because I fear with that almost everyone in Golf Bappa dislikes me, so there's a chance of an insurgent camp popping up there. Secretly. Yep, in fact there was already one there. Good thing I did that. And the coalition troops are stronger, so that'll actually give me the strength to push in there to the mountains. National troops can't cut it yet. New police chief. I want to reward him to increase the zone security. As long as I keep zone security, I win, but I'm waiting because it's probably going to raise corruption. But some of that looks in a song. You think all the shit started the day the towers came falling down? It's referring to after 9/11. There was, Patriot Act and all this. Increasingly, the U.S. turning authoritarian. Giving this guy a promotion. Does lead to insurgent recruitment bonuses, though. No, it's this whole idea. Been kicking on, munching around. We've been waiting a long time to scratch that itch in Mesopotamia, as Iraq. Even though we know the hijackers are mostly Saudi Arabian. Taking orders from Saudi princes, Israeli ministers. I serve and follow the orders no matter how sinister. I know that was the lyric before then song. Oh. Yeah, it was, and then you think this shit started the day of towers came falling. Then it's this whole idea of the munchkin kicking around. I recommend watching the song. It's good. It's good rap. I can't do it justice just by saying the lyrics, but subtle pressure on the rival. Cool. Garrison, yes please. That's gives money. That's just security, especially if I do security checkpoints. Priors and zone security. If I can just get a garrison here, I'll be good. Let's do rapid drone rotation so I can hopefully find if a camp pops up and go pop it quick. For elections, on average, it pays off. There was a chance of disruption. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Not that it matters, except for driving my score. At this point, victory is almost certain. Time for electricity 1. Pay more bonuses. Keep throwing insurgents. Cool. Police recruitment drive. Golf Papa. Zone security 248%. It's probably alright now. Alright. Corruption purge. 2 in a moment. Let's do dirt roads 2 first. Reason I want that is, again, because of ad costs. Oh, bloody A, again. I'm going to start turning blind eyes because it'll get money so that I can get the events from high budget. And strengthen the soldiers. I'm just going to leave the National Soldier and Golf Papa from here on. So I don't get another camp spawning there. Subtle pressure on the rival. Nice. Coalition Soldier tore over. Really don't need to keep him around. Oh, bloody A. Of course, they recaptured the zone. Thankfully, remote zones like that count for so little. Foxtrot Lima is another place with... Oh, everyone hates me there. Literally everyone. I think the National Soldiers actually decrease support when you're the Warlord. Kind of like Coalition ones normally do. I'm going to need troops there. Keep zone security intact. Support these guys in combat. Let's do human terrain system. So I don't upset as many people with the coalition troops. Maybe that even affects... No, it doesn't affect the warlords. for a blind eye. Significantly increased corruption. I already brought corruption rate low, so it hardly matters. Keep throwing insurgents. Building up my rep. Suppression the rival. Civil integration. Maybe that'll. Soldiers help raw initiatives increase local support, so maybe I'll finally be able to build some support in areas with the troops. Nope, not yet. More corruption. Wards men. See if I can push there. Yeah, they're gonna go here. They have nowhere to run to, so they'll be defeated. That'll make it easier to push. Ooh, from the military. Need extra strength. Corruption keeps going up due to turning blind eye. But at least I managed to push the insurgents back. Fuel endurance for the drones. Haven't even done airstrikes because there's always a chance of hitting civilians from it. Another set of elections. Try and give these guys combat support. At this point, airstrikes. Of course. No. Ordnance. I would really like to gain control of that zone for the elections. Seems to be impossible though. Full elections. Managed to not roll the negative event, thankfully. Ooh, from the military. More soldier strength. Alright. I think Everything's gone well enough that I should be able to win. Alright. Pull these guys and bring in one last unit of coalition troops. Keep them away as little time as possible because I know there'll be another camp there instantly. Or almost instantly. Apparently it didn't happen yet. Or so pressure on the foreign rival. Cover up in the airstrike for now. You can actually sometimes still get tighter rules engagement even with the cover-ups, but it's less likely. Turn a blind eye again. National arms upgrade. It contributes less to corruption than travel logistics. Might be necessary for certain events too. $61 annual budget. Nice. And none of these people in any of these zones like me. They're just absolutely pissed. Might as well do tuberculosis eradication to try and do something about that. More family homes powered. Nice. Keep funding the military. That can finally push in that last area, I think. Grab anti-D vehicle upgrades. I do it while I still have security in that zone. No, it's not a garrison. Garrison would probably help, but Warlord offers support. Only room for one warlord in town. Arrest him. Eventually I'm gonna get protests with that. Alright, telecoms. Because it gets exponentially more effective the more zones. So a few things I can think of that might make everyone not hate me in Gulf Sierra and such. Ultimately, I might just have to do a peace deal though. Alright, donate to charity. That'll help too. Maybe. No, not enough. Land, refugee crisis. Do everything I can think of to try and turn around my support, but never got such high rep I could just do a peace deal. Let's do it. Even if I antagonize the insurgents. Yeah, no, I'm losing the PR battle. Strategic comms. Ban the surgeons. Prison their leaders. Short extension. That unit without which I'll be in trouble. Because I'll see insurgents instantly start spawning in Foxtrot Lima. Otherwise. More concessions. Might as well run up the score. Insurgents disarm. International forces remain indefinitely. Fall elections. Not where I need a garrison, really. But, whatever. It's money. Doesn't really matter. Some of the insurgents managed to spawn up here in the green zone. It's not impossible. Donate to charity. Increasing my support. Doesn't matter, I have no support in any of these zones. I'm not going to get any. More concessions. Police numbers soar, 63%. More concessions. Just gonna pay a bonus now. Got the money for it. I'm not gonna get another high budget event, more likely not. Even the cherry spending didn't get me support in this corner of the map. Oh, we've got some neutrals now. No one supports me, but they don't all hate me. Send these guys home. Yeah, insurgents spawn there, but they have nowhere to run. So they'll be destroyed. Keep donating to charity. Trying to get people to like me. Reducing the hostility, but not getting any support. Let's renovate the highways. One last set of concessions, I guess. Always cut journey times. Universal justice. Finally, it's overdue, but now people will support me. I guess when the Warlord's held to account, it's a huge deal. Prison reforms. Full reform. I can turn a blind eye and it doesn't get to anger over justice hypocrisy. Alright. Guess universal justice was the really key thing with the Warlord. Heck, I'm just gonna reject this peace deal at this point. I'm actually stabilizing these zones and realize how important universal justice would be. Must be programmed to be especially important with the Warlord. Aphid infestation, pesticides. The farms can collapse sometimes even when you do that, though. A set of elections. Some pesticides. Oh geez, that's gonna spawn insurgents despite. Yep. Despite being green zone. Elections. Big charity donations. And support from the hospital. Cool. Did what I could to ramp the score. My support was 54%. Nice. Almost 20,000 score. Not amazing, but I don't know how to get the really super high scores in Brutal, but probably I just have to go faster. Anyways, that's enough of that. Probably do some Mount and Blade or maybe some other game. I hope you folks, after this, I hope you, excuse me, gotta produce content to grow my channel. Gotta grow my channel to get subscribers so I can monetize, so I can survive despite my long COVID, being too sick to work. I mean, I have all sorts of memory issues, fatigue. I have to lie down because my legs swell up. Get headaches. It's just bad. And I'd like to get out of the US, and I can't do that if I don't have a means of self-support, which my YouTube channel will hopefully eventually be if things turn fascist. Fascism will hopefully come slowly if it comes at all. And hopefully my channel will be big enough by then. Well, anyways, I hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. Or enjoyed me making a fool of myself, trying to run up the score there. And just banter and all that. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. And may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Until next time, this is Northstar. Adieu, and best luck.